Eric, this is a great story, and you followed individual drivers, and they're sleeping in their cars.
Right. I mean, one economist sort of compared this to a new form of immigration. It's, a poorer city to a wealthier city. It's a driver living in Sacramento, driving into San Francisco, working through the week and then driving home at the end of the week, sleeping in his car in the meantime while he's in San Francisco to save money.
It's quite drastic steps. David, I interestingly understand you once upon a time drove a taxi. Were things very much different in your age? Does this sort of activity surprise you?
This was 40 years ago, maybe. Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me at all. This is the way drivers have been treated from time immemorial, very poorly. Congrats to Eric on a great story, but I do have to say, I think employee relations could be Uber's Achilles heel, and if they don't get better at it, their grandiose ambitions may be hard to fulfill.
Employee relations. Now, I can understand, I can almost feel that Uber's there going, we're not a taxi company, it's not, we don't look after the drivers, it's their responsibility to decide as and when they clock off. But Lyft has been taking a very different tactic in some ways and trying to help drivers a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, Lyft restricts after 14 hours you have to get off the platform. I think Uber realizes the challenge here. Internally, they've declared it the year of the driver. They hired Target's old chief marketing officer to be their president, who's really been pushing on both the communicating with drivers and then also the building products to make drivers' lives better. I think the question will be just whether any sort of change in the Uber app will be enough to make up for whatever amount of money Uber drivers want to be able to earn.
Because at the end of the day, this is an efficiency issue, but also a fact of life, very sadly. The driver you spoke to does want to move closer to the city. It's not his choice to be doing this, right?
Right. I mean, the argument for Uber is, this is an easy, accessible way to make money. You can sign on, work as long as you want. You get a new job, you can quit right away. You lose that job or you have some free time, you can get back on the Uber app. Even for full-time drivers, it's flexible. I think the drivers would say, we've been doing this for years, and the amount of money we've been getting paid is going down and down. We've tried to build a career out of it. You're not there for us anymore. And I think so the two sides sort of see it different ways.
I mean, it's a great story that's been gaining a lot of traction on Twitter. David, we've talked about this before, that perhaps 2017 is the age of responsibility for some of these tech giants. This is something Uber, do you feel they have to discuss, or
Totally.
Is it really their responsibility?
Well, I think tech is potentially coming in the sights of Trump and other critics of business and populist critics of inequality, and tech generally, and particularly the Uber companies like Uber, have to really think about their public image more than they have before. And in the case of Uber, which is such a big employer, despite whatever they might want to call it, they've got to improve this. I think they understand it, as Eric points out, but they have a long way to go.